Yes, different from my usual types of videos, but I just had to. Let's start with this. Everywhere at the end of time. What to say about it? I really can't say anything that nobody's said before. I didn't even pay attention when I first listened to it for the first time. But now that I have listened to it in the shortest time I could, since I had school and things to do, I have a lot to say about it. I used to laugh at every meme that had It's Just a Burning Memory playing in the background, but now I can't. I just get very sad. Moving on, I'm going to talk about the artist, whoever made this album, his previous works, every stage on Everywhere at the End of Time, and its artwork, then my opinion on the album. Also, if you are in a bad mental space, leave the video and go watch cat videos of cats vibing to Spanish music. But before we begin, I must share my personal story. My grandma and grandpa both had dementia. I was too young to see their decline, but I was just chilling with my father one day and he started telling a story about my grandfather waking up one night, walking outside in nothing but his underwear and screaming that he wanted to go home even though he already was. He also told me that he forgot how to do daily tasks. Grandma, on the other hand, I mean, he really didn't talk much about that, and I'm too scared to get the info anyway. Yeah, but now he might have it. And I get it, he's 58, but he's still likely to have it, significantly since he's been forgetting more and more. So now that I told my story, let's talk about the artist. Leland Kirby was born in Stockport, England on May 9th, 1974. There's not much information about his early life, but what we do know is that he watched The Shining and got inspired by it. When he grew up, he learned how to make music with technology. In 1998, taking the name The Stranger, he made a self titled album. In 1999, he made an album called Selected Memories from the Haunted Ballroom, taking the name The Caretaker and putting him on the map for future success. In 2001, he released A Stairway to the Stars. And 2 years later, in 2003, he released We'll All Go Riding on a Rainbow. Around this time, he started to get intrigued with people forgetting things, whether it be dementia or normally. In 2005, he released Theoretically Pure and Anterograde Amnesia. In 2008, he released Deleted Scenes, Forgotten Dreams, and Persistent Repetition of Phrases, and Bleaklow, Bleaklow being released under the surname The Stranger. He also went live and released a live studio album, Recollected Memories from the Museum of Garden History, took it in May. In 2009, he released a collection album of all his digital works, called The Complete Digital Collection. He also released an album underneath another name, this time being the name he was given at birth, Leland Kirby. The album was titled Sadly, the Future is No Longer What It Was. In 2011, he got into more serious topics, releasing An Empty Bliss Beyond This World, which is considered to be stage one for the 7 stages of dementia. He also released Eager to Tear Apart the Stars and bonus tracks 1 underneath the Kirby name. He went back to the Caretaker surname and released Patience After Sebald in 2012. In 2013, he went back to The Stranger and released Watching Dead Empires in Decay and a remastered version of Bleaklow a year later. Talking about that year, he went back to the Kirby surname and released We Drink to the Coming Storm and The Death of Rave, a partial flashback. In 2015, he released Intrigue and Stuff. And then, over the span of 3 years, he decided to end the Caretaker surname by giving him dementia, with Everywhere at the End of Time. Now that he's killed off 2 of his surnames, he continues his original name, but he needed to do a few more things. Before he ended the Caretaker name for good, he made Take Care It's a Desert Out There, a tribute for his friend who committed suicide. He also released We, So Tired of All the Darkness in Our Lives, under the Kirby surname. He released Everywhere in Empty Bliss, a compilation album in 2009. Finally, the most recent, We Are in the Shadow of a Distant Fire, in 2022, underneath the Kirby surname. This is technically stage 2 of dementia. The music is old fashioned 30s ballroom music. The names are sweet and the songs are short, and there's peaceful white noise in the background. The description of the album goes as follows. Here we experience the first signs of memory loss. This stage is most like a beautiful daydream, the glory of old age and recollection, the last of the great days. The title song, It's Just a Burning Memory, you'll need to remember. Its sample, Heartaches, repeats throughout the entire album. The song could be by different artists or cut short. The most famous sample of Heartaches being Al Bowley's cover. The album cover features a newspaper without any words on it. It's slightly rolled up, it looks almost frayed at the ends, and it looks like it's been read a lot of times. This is where you slightly start to notice something is off if you are a good listener. The music is still the same, but the song names are slightly more depressing and more white noise is heard. The description of the album says the second stage is the self realization and awareness that something is wrong with the refusal to accept that. More effort is made to remember, so memories can be more long form with a little more deterioration in quality. The overall personal mood is generally lower than the first stage, and at a point before confusion starts settling in. The album cover has a flower pot on it. It looks like two infants are holding the edges up. The flowers look old and withered. This is where everyone realizes something is wrong. The music sounds very distorted, and the white noise drowns out the music at times. Other songs fade out, while some of these end abruptly, leaving only the listener to wonder what will happen next. The song titles are either very depressing or mixed up jumbles of other titles we've seen before. The description reads, "Here we are, presented with some of the last coherent memories before confusion fully rolls in and the gray mists form and fade away. The finest moments have been remembered. The musical flow in places is more confused and tangled. As we progress, some singular memories become more disturbed, isolated, broken, and distant. These are the last embers of awareness before we enter the post awareness stages." The album cover looks like a flower pot, but very distorted to the point where we don't recognize it anymore. This is the point where you can't recognize the songs anymore. They are all jumbled up forms of what they used to be. The titles of the songs are medical descriptions, most of them being repeats, and the songs are 20 minutes long. The most notable moment of the album is the Hell Sirens, in my opinion. It reminds me of the German Juice Stuka 87s diving and dropping bombs onto the city below. Another notable moment is the main Lucidity moment. It only lasts a few seconds, yet the song speaks to you. The description says post awareness stage 4 is where the serenity and the ability to recall singular memories gives way to confusions and horror. It's the beginning of an eventual process where all memories begin to become more fluid through entanglements, repetition, and rupture. The album cover looks like that of a famous portrait of a girl looking to the side, but very distorted. This is the point of no return. Near the end of the album, the static that's been increasing over the past four albums takes over the music and drowns it out. This was the fog that Kirby was talking about. The names still sound medical, and the songs are extended to 25 to 30 minutes. The description says post awareness, stage 5 confusions and horror. Most extreme entanglements, repetition, and rupture can give way to calmer moments. The unfamiliar may sound and feel familiar. Time is often spent only in the moment, leading to isolation. The album cover looks like two people dancing down a staircase, yet nobody knows what it could actually be because it's that distorted. This is where the fog is all you hear. The song names went back to the ones you saw in stages 1, 2, and 3, but they're very depressing. The song lengths are 30 minutes. The only thing that would keep you listening would be the last 5 minutes. The last moment of clarity. The minute of silence afterwards. That's the sound of music that you've been missing for 4 hours. That's the end of the Caretaker. The description leaves one haunting sentence. Post awareness stage 6 is without description. The album cover has the back of the canvas, not showing the painting that's on the other side. It's the most terrifying album I've listened to by far. I thought that Revolution 9 was the scariest thing to exist. I was wrong. Kirby did a good job at simulating the effects of dementia, and now I'm scared of growing old, knowing that I could get this disease. The Hell Sirens still rack fear into my body, and whenever I hear any one of the songs on a meme, I can't laugh, knowing that the album is about dementia. I don't know if I'm just like that, but I want to know if anybody else had the same experience as me. So, in summary, I love this album. My favorite song I don't know. I have a lot. Favorite stage? Definitely stage 3. You know, it racks fear whenever I hear Back There Benjamin. Like, it's crazy. So, that's it. Thanks for stopping by to listen to probably the most serious talk I'll ever be a part of. Goodbye, and I hope I'll see you later.